There are a lot of misconceptions and false information out there when it comes to mouse and keyboard aiming, and specifically mouse aim, and when it comes to controlling your mouse. Today we're going to be talking about mouse control. What is it? What do people get confused by it? And how do you actually practice and improve your mouse control so that when it comes to aiming, you have better knowledge of what you're doing? So, mouse control. A lot of people get this confused with muscle memory, and I want to say that there's no such thing as muscle memory in aiming when it comes to aiming with your mouse and keyboard. Now, I want to debunk this real quick because a lot of people in the aiming community seem to think that muscle memory is a thing, and it is not, or it's not in the way that you're thinking of. So when people usually talk about muscle memory, they're talking about how you have to have the same sensitivity, basically a repeatable pattern, so that you can control your mouse and you can repeat certain action. Well, unfortunately that is not true, and the reason for this is because you're going to, in order for muscle memory to work, you have to sit down at the same exact position, at the same exact mouse pad. So if you're starting with a new mouse pad, or maybe you've been using it for a little bit, there will be no variance in or variable in your mouse pad, right? And we all know that mouse pads over time, they get dirty. It's just something that happens. They wear out. So you have to have the same consistency with that mouse pad, and you have to actually sit at the same place, have your hand at the exact same distance from your actual desk, right? You have to have the same position every time, and that's just not repeatable on mouse and keyboard games. And also for muscle memory to also really work truly, you would have to have a repeatable action every time. Well, that's going to change when you actually get into game, because hey, guess what? Scopes, there's different zoom optics on scopes. You're not going to have the same distance travel in between scopes. You're not going to be doing the same exact flick every time on a person. You're not going to be tracking somebody at the same speed every time. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to muscle memory. It's a myth. You cannot have a repeatable pattern in FPS shooters all the time. There is always going to be some variable nuances to it. So now that we have that myth out of the way, what is mouse control? Mouse control is the ability to control your mouse and do have the hand-eye coordination to actually perform an action that you want to perform with your mouse. So I liken this to like throwing a baseball. Now, you're going to have some variance sometimes when it comes to throwing a baseball, but that ability to control the ball through your swing, or not your swing, but your throw, you can either follow through with it, or you could stop halfway. But having the control of the ball, having the control of, like, let's say a basketball, having that control of doing what you want it to do at all times, correlating to mouse control. And a lot of the times when it comes to controlling your mouse, it's getting those muscle groups together, or performing these actions with your muscle groups over time. So say that you're playing on you're using your wrist most of the time, right? Okay, well, you got really proficient with using wrist aim, right? But when it comes to your arm aiming, you're suffering. Why is that? Well, it's because you haven't trained those muscle groups to actually perform those wide range actions. So it's all about how you train your different muscle groups so that you can become and have better mouse control. Not every action is going to be the same every time. So, but having variance and being able to control your muscles to do what you want them to do when it comes to controlling your mouse is a huge step, and it's a thing that I'm saying when it comes to mouse control. Now, there's not one fits all or one size fits all when it comes to actually controlling your mouse. Some people play on different sensitivities. Some people play at different desk heights. Some people, play on different, maybe they don't have a huge mouse pad and they're constrained to certain spaces, right? You're going to be proficient at those muscle groups, when it comes to, say you have a smaller mouse pad, you're going to be more using your wrist, and your wrist is going to be really proficient in performing these long these wide range actions, right? Whereas someone has a larger mouse pad, they can use more of their arm to aim and basically be proficient at these long range actions using your arm and using your arm to micro adjust. So that's basically what mouse control is. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about how to actually train and improve your mouse control for these muscle groups and just becoming a better aimer overall on mouse and keyboard. As always, guys, remember, stay blessed and stay humble, and I'll catch you in another video. Peace.